Hello, how's it going, everyone? So we're going to go over 10 AI tools you can use to immediately get, close, and retain more clients for your coaching or consulting business. So these are specifically AI tools or tools that have AI built into them. And we're mainly looking at prospecting, closing, and fulfillment for your coaching or consulting business. So if you're doing high ticket, you're selling high ticket, you're getting leads, you're taking them to a phone call, and then you're closing them into a high ticket offer, then some of these tools might help. Now there's about 10, probably a bit more. So I'm going to go over them into starting with prospecting and then closing and then fulfillment. So I'm always on the lookout for many new tools. So this is just what I have right now. And there's probably many other ones, but not many that really have true functionality that you can use today. So I want to look at ones that are actually realistic that you can use right now and not something that's fancy, buggy, or requires coding. Like, yes, there are some very advanced AI ones where you require lots of coding, lots of custom coding. I'm looking for very simple things that anyone can do with basically little to no tech experience that you can do right now, and not something that requires you to code or hire developers or anything like that. It just has to be plug and play and very simple. So I'm going to post a link to this guide down below as well. So if you want to just get this whole document and just kind of click the links and just read through it. So prospecting tools. So there's many different ones we can use here. So this is down to just like prospecting. So which means getting new people into your pipeline. So if you use high level, so this is Go High Level, then one thing you can implement is the AI booking chatbot. So as it mentions here, it allows you to build bot flows to do almost anything within high level. So the main thing is to really text leads and get them to book a call with you using just text conversation, right? So if I just click on this real quick, right? So what we're looking here is, this is high level. So this is the link you're going to want to click if you want to sign up. Once again, all these affiliate links are zero cost to you. So it makes no difference if you go through my link or their website, except for I would get commission. And then here's the demo. So once again, you can customize the bot, give it personality, and basically get it to do whatever you want. So you can see the actual demo here. Is it through SMS? What time do you message? What do you say? How do you respond? Now this is a more basic one. There's not a lot of AI going on, but there is enough going on that it can kind of do Q&A. It can respond to text and all that stuff, right? So you can watch this demo here to see kind of exactly how it works. So that's the first one. So this is specifically in high level. Now we're going to look at other tools that also go in high level. So this one goes in high level as well. So auto prospecting bot. So this one is qualifying leads for you. So also integrates in high level, and you can connect it to your CRM and qualify leads immediately. So once again, another tool that works directly in high level and qualifies leads for you immediately. So if you're getting leads coming in through text, or you already have a bunch of people in your pipeline, then you can kind of do that. And obviously they have different pricing and kind of different pricing structures that you can use right here. Now we can look at something that goes outside of high level that you can use to prospect and get new people in that uses AI. So one thing that I really like is automated video outreach. And the reason I like the automated video outreach is because you can send fully personalized videos that have your voice and face, and it's customized to each prospect, and it's basically 100% personal because the video is made just for them. So once again, typically the background of the video, you can show their website, or you can show their social media profile, and typically in the script, you're going to mention a few things that are personalized just for them. So let's say you get an inbound lead, or you already have a spreadsheet full of information with their name, their last name, their website, what they do, what industry they're in, what their problem is. And you can have a default script that kind of plugs in any of those variables. So you might say, hey, John. So John is the first name. You might say, hey, Susie, I noticed that you're running a construction business or a consulting business or a healthcare, or maybe within healthcare, or it might be location. You might say, oh, I noticed you're running a business in Las Vegas. I noticed you're running a business in this area of Las Vegas or in this particular region. So you can have all that customized. So you can have one script and kind of plug and play those things in. and use your voice and face. Now, just the fact that it's personalized, it's already going to perform better than anything you run standardized. And you can even go as far as customizing the email headline, the body copy, and it just looks like a very, very personalized email. And most people will have no idea that using AI or anything like that. It just looks legit. And obviously, over time, people will clock on that AI is being used. But that's totally fine because they're still getting the value. So it doesn't matter that you're using AI as long as they're getting that message from you. So these are a couple of different examples. There's many different softwares out there that do this right now. So it's really your choice which one you want to use. It's, once again, it's totally up to you. Do you want to use Reach Out AI? Do you want to use? So yeah, there's no specific one for you to use. It depends on your budget, how big your company is, how much volume you need to do, and which specific features that you need. Right. So if you want to do something very simple, just once again, it really depends on how far you want to take this. There are simple softwares that can do this. Also, do you want to? You can get something cheaper, and then you might have to import your own information, or you can use softwares that kind of do a lot of the work for you, and obviously they're going to be more expensive. And also depends at which stage of the business you want to use it, because you can use things in recruiting, consumer success. Now we're talking about sales and marketing specifically, prospecting. So yeah, so if you're wondering which one do I use, once again, it depends what you want specifically, how much you want, how much work you're willing to do versus outsource to the software, and how much you're willing to pay for it at this moment in time. So that's how you can decide which one you want. Now these are 4 that I've put in, and once again, there's probably different ones out there you can get that are going to have different functionality for different price points and all that kind of stuff. And basically, that do different things. So, yeah. So have a look at what some of these. Once again, I'm putting the link to this document down below, and then you can kind of pick which one you want or which one you think is going to be best for you. And once again, it's not about picking one of these. It's more about just the concept, because there's always new ones out there. There's many different softwares out there. So it's about just the concept of doing automated AI video outreach for your niche, and then you can find different softwares, or you can use one of these and look around and see kind of what works for you. So another one I liked, so this one's not exactly prospecting, but it does edit videos for you. Now I've used it myself to post content across social media, so this one's actually pretty decent. It's not the best thing in the entire world, but it does use AI. It is automated. It is kind of plug and play, and you just click and it does it for you. So if you already have a lot of content and you just want to get content posted out there without hiring like a video editor and whatnot, then this is kind of what you're going to want to be looking at. So, once again, it can import from YouTube, Google Drive, Zoom. So any content source you have, you just plug it in, you tell it how you want it edited, and it just makes it for you, and it even posts it for you as well. You can put a brand template, and this is actually AI, by the way. And it does the captions as well for you, so you don't even have to do the captions. And it's very, very cheap. This is way cheaper than any editor you can ever get. So I would really opt in to do something like this if you just, you're busy, you don't want to hire anyone, you just want to get videos out there from your existing content. You have it on Zoom, you have it in Google Drive, you have it on YouTube, and you want shorts created from this. And this is so easy to do. You can do multiple aspect ratios. It uses AI, and I think that's all that needs to be said. Once again, there's different softwares out there like this that do this. So this is just one example. You can always find other ones, but this one I've actually used it. I paid for it, and I've used it, and I posted across my social media using this, and it's good. It gets the work done, and it does it very, very fast. AI content writing tool. So this one lets you take YouTube videos, tweet articles, and converts it into content in your own words. So this is good to get content out there if you want content that's basically original. And they can make content for you. So this one's very simple, and you can make mainly email newsletters out of this. Now, if you're doing high-tech consulting, depending on your niche, so if you're on B2C, this might actually work better. Let's say you're in a marriage niche or something of that nature, and you see a video that's actually very, very good, but you want it, written kind of in your own words, and you want like the key points taken out of it, so you can make it custom, your own newsletter. then this is not bad. AI ads management. So we're talking about Revealbot. It does use customized rules. Now, the main issue I really have with this software is that it's actually good. It gets the job done. It works. I've actually used it in the past. It's just the pricing, especially. I mean, it really depends how much ad spend you do. But when I was running my agency, we have so much ad spend, so many clients. The last thing we want is to pay another $100 to $300 a month per client on our cost, which just kind of adds up to be too much. But if you're just running one account, so your own ad account, and you're paying $100 a month, and you're spending about 10 to 30 grand a month, it might be worth it, right? It depends on what you're doing, but it does use kind of automated rules, and it's pretty good. It works, and I actually like this. The only question is, can you justify the pricing? I feel like if the pricing was 50% less, it would be worth it. But I think the price it's at now, it's just about well priced. Clay. So this one is more about doing outreach. So this is like email outreach, and that's basically it. So it's literally email outreach. So it's called clay.com, and you can really build personalized outbound email campaigns, and it's actually quite good. And it actually uses AI, and it uses many different data sources for you to be able to create very powerful outbound email campaigns. So this is something you want to look at. Once again, there's probably other types of softwares just like this out there, but this is one that I quite like. I like the way it works. The pricing is not that bad, and you can kind of get started, test it out, 14-day trial, and so if you're using cold email, so this is mainly going to be for B2B companies. So B2C, this is probably not going to be for you. We're looking at B2B here. So if you're doing B2B and you want to really, take your email automation, email cold outreach to the next level, then this is it. This is kind of what you're going to want to look for. Something like this to really take it to that next level, right? Like AI enrichment, the data sources, all that kind of stuff. So this is really that next level that you want to use. Now, once again, you can make this cheaper by making your own stuff, but you're just going to be paying with your own time and finding someone else to kind of do it through an Excel sheet, which is also possible. So it really depends how you want to do it. Is it worth your time? Is it not? Would you rather pay for something like this, or would you rather pay someone else to build it customized for you? So you're gonna have to weigh the pros and cons and see what other options are out there and make your own decision on this. Now this applies to all of these softwares. Yes, they're AI, and you can pay for them, but sometimes you can also look at paying someone else to do it for you for even cheaper, or build something in-house, have your own tool. So you're going to want to weigh the pros and cons to see what's worth it for you right now. Is it even worth getting one of these softwares or not? But these are the ones that are actually working right now, and they actually, produce as opposed, and they're all like plug and play. So you just kind of make an account and you got started immediately. You don't have to do any coding or anything like that. It's very, very, very straightforward, which is why I made this list. Now, once again, there's like 100 other things I could put in here where you have to customize things or write some Python code or deploy to a server, which is what I'm not really interested in right now for this kind of video. So Phantom Buster, this one likes to automate data collection and outreach. So it's your own army of robots in the cloud. That's how I like to call it. And if you're running a consulting business, this can really help you kind of automate certain tasks. So let's say from Facebook groups, from Instagram pages, you want to collect certain information and you want to build. This is mainly going to be for outreach. So you want to get specific information into your outreach kind of campaigns. And this is going to be very, very useful. So you can see just some simple tasks, like simple flows you can do. LinkedIn search to profile data, LinkedIn groups, Google Maps search to contact data. So there's a lot of different things you can do. I'll let you have a look at this yourself and kind of see there's something useful. The one that I like the most I've actually used is from Facebook groups. So extracting all the member profiles, and from there you can do whatever you want. Right, and another one I actually really like, I'll just show you right now, it's called Lead. leadandforce.com, and I actually use this with a lot of clients actually. So this one makes things easier. So although this is good, once again, it just depends on what you're looking for. But what I like about Lead and Force is you can just put the actual group in there, or the Instagram page, and it kind of does it for you in one go. Whereas something like here, the pros of this is it can actually get you every single member into a list. Whereas someone like Lead and Force, they can't do that exactly. And also they don't show you who's on the list. So let's say you need to know exactly who is in the Facebook group, every single person listed out, then that's going to be much more, that's going to be, you're going to want to use this. You're not going to want to use Lead and Force. But if you're running ads and you just have like a list of 20 groups you want to target, then you're going to want to use something like this instead, and then make like lookalike audiences out of it. So this is another kind of AI tool you're going to want to use that. Actually, I don't think I put on the list, but maybe I should have put on the list. So now we're going to go to sales. So what are some sales tools that you can use to kind of supercharge your sales and take the sales, to the next level? So number one, we're looking at Firefly's AI. So this is the number one most used sales tool I've used for over a year. So what this one does is it records, transcribes, and summarizes meetings for you, and it also gives you some stats. So this is so good. So if you've ever if you've been doing sales calls, you've been doing group coaching calls, Zoom calls, and nothing gets recorded, I would immediately get something like this. Or if you've been having issues with recording, you use Zoom cloud recording, or you're using Loom, or just things that you have to do manually and are just complicated to manage, this one's very good because it just records it for you, and it makes all the transcriptions and summaries, and it sends it to all of your the participants of that meeting, and it allows you to record things like group calls, or let's say you coach clients or any client coaching call. You record immediately, and it has all the information in one place. Now, obviously, I can't go into my own account to show you because it has all of my clients' information in there. So, but it does all those things. So, yeah, I can't really go in my account right now and show you because, like I said, but you can kind of get an idea here. You can do a free trial, I'm pretty sure, and kind of see how it works. Actually, let me check if it has a free trial. Actually, yeah, it does have a free trial. So you can just do this, try it out yourself, see how it goes. And yeah, if you do any sales calls, this is basically like a must do. Now, the plan that I am on myself is this one, the business plan. Yeah, simply because, let me see, storage. Yeah, so this one, it has unlimited storage, and it has some other features that I like the channels, and yeah, priority support. But I just go with the business plan. It's like the lowest plan before enterprise, which I definitely don't need. So I just go with business for myself, and it works very, very well. So now let's look at outbound calling AI. So there's actually AI tools right now that can actually call up leads for you. So if I go to your bland.ai, so this one's actually very, very good, and I've played around with it a little bit. It's not perfect, but it does get the job done, and there's so many things you can customize and things you can do. So once again, it can actually do calls, and you can actually customize the whole thing by putting in automations. So let's say you want someone to also book a call at the end of it. You can put in an automation so that it can do that. So there's little things like that. So this is one of them. Once it can take calls, it can receive calls, customer support, but mainly for if you're doing high-ticket coaching and consulting, you're looking at, can it make a call for you? So let's say you're getting a call from an ad, or someone puts in their phone number, you can set it up so that it calls every single lead immediately, and it sets them up for a call. So maybe just do setting, which is what I recommend. I recommend you do setting, which means it just sets the call for you. So it does a 10-minute call. It says like, hey, John, how's it going? And it asks them like 3-4 questions, and then says, okay, what time works for you to go on a deep dive with one of our sales reps? That's what I recommend doing when it comes to using AIs. I wouldn't get them to do a whole sales call. I think that would be a terrible experience and very costly, because you probably lose a lot of sales if you did that, and a lot of ad spend. So I would just use it to call up leads, and basically do things that you don't really want to do, which is call up every single lead immediately within 5 minutes or 1 minute. And yeah, so it can probably pick up a lot of sales for you and set up a lot of leads for you. So sales teams, there's some tool for sales teams. If you have a sales team, you can look at something like this. So I'm not going to go into this right now, but you can have a look. Yeah, so these are some AI-based sales team softwares that you can explore. Now, lastly, we're going to go to client fulfillment tools. So these are tools that you want to use to fulfill on clients and help you with support and coaching and fulfillment after someone has purchased your high ticket offer. So what does that mean? So essentially, some things we want to look at. So once again, these are things you're going to want to explore and think of ways to use it realistically. Because especially if you're doing high ticket coaching, there's different ways you can go about it. But so these are some of the simplest ways that I can easily think about using it. So one way is like chatbots, right? So if you have a custom knowledge base, if you have an online course, you have coaching programs, Q&A calls, all that stuff, you're going to want to transcribe it and plug all the information into a chatbot, right? So that's one option. That's basically what works. That's the way you can really use AI today to kind of help with client fulfillment. Now, does that mean you're never going to have to do support again? Obviously not, but it is something that helps, and it is something that's new as well, that even your clients are going to have to get used to. But this is something you can integrate in even Messenger, into Slack, into Instagram DMs or WhatsApp. So let's say you have let's say B2C, something most people probably start with this. If you're getting a lot of clients, you're setting up 10, 15 clients a day, and as soon as they join, they usually have the same 10 questions that they like to message you to get a response on. You can have this kind of chatbot integrated with Instagram DMs or WhatsApp, and it will actually respond. If your client says, hey, let's say a common question that you have is like, how do I attend the Q&A call? What is the link for the Q&A call? Or what time is the Q&A call? Or just something that you can regularly get. This is something that can actually help, and it can do it very, very fast. So I would definitely look at this. And one thing, and the other way is to transcribe all of your content and plug it into a chatbot, and then have it in a way where people can ask questions as well. And once again, you can put it into Facebook Messenger, into Instagram DM. So it looks very, very natural. Telegram, Slack, email, WhatsApp. So that's what I would actually look at. And so I actually like these chatbots. They're very, very good. And you just got to figure out what's a realistic and creative way you can plug this into your business, right? Because once again, it's not about people buy and then you just give them a chatbot. It's more about what are good places to put this in. Maybe it's an onboarding. Maybe your biggest problem is just onboarding clients, right? Or maybe it's checking in on clients, or maybe it's maybe you have a regular client calls, so you want people to book it in. So maybe you plug in a chatbot and you have them answer a few questions first. If it's like an accountability call, you make them answer some questions before they book, so you have some data on who booked and why they booked. Now, AI apps, so this one's a bit more advanced, right? So this one will require a bit of tinkering and a little bit of, know-how, but it's still one of the easiest ways to build AI applications. So this one, you can really get into like the GPT-4, Chat GPT, and plug all that in and really build something a bit more advanced without really needing to know a lot of code. But you still got to really know what you're doing here, because this is way more expensive, by the way. Like, just talk about price options. Like, BotPress is actually pretty cheap. Like, they even have free plans, So, and they have like a pay-as-you-go kind of pricing. So if I just do one of each, you're looking at like, I'm not sure what table rows are or how many you need, but so you're probably going to need, you're not paying that much for this, right? It's not as compared to this, where it starts at $200 a month and goes up to like $900, and like it's pretty expensive. But So you really got to know what you're doing with this. Like, you got to know what you want out of it, I should say, because it is kind of easy to use to an extent, but you got to know what you're trying to build with this. You know, if it's a like a chatbot or assistant or whatnot. So this is a little bit more advanced, more expensive, but it can really do more complex things. So let's say you have specific data. Let's say you have specific data sets from Google Sheets or from ads or from Notion or from here that let's say a client asks, all right, what's my report for the month? Questions like that, where it has to pull on data, live data, then this is something that might actually be very, very helpful. So once again, it depends what you're selling. So if you're on B2B and you have, these are the kind of questions you get, or these are the kind of support queries that you receive, then this is something you might want to look at. If you have, you know, tables and databases and Excel sheets, or even live data streams like Facebook ads, TikTok ads, or something else, this is something you can explore. Or maybe they need to receive the data in a very specific way, where it's like, you know, they receive it in a specific kind of format. So this allows you to do that. All right, and this you can even pay for extra support by going to the $900 a month. You actually get you get dedicated support, so you can get a lot of help on this. But I think most people, you should definitely start with something like this. Like BotPress is cheap, it can get things done. But yeah, like once again, just start with the outcome. Like, what are you looking to get out of it? What's the problem you want to fix? Don't just add in an AI chatbot just because everyone's doing it. You actually want to ask yourself, what am I actually looking for? Like, what do I need help with for that? Now, FormWise, so this is another high-level tool. So you can build simple automations through here within high level. So this is mainly for working with clients and things that relate to, onboarding and fulfillment. So let's say there's a regular task that you do for clients, right? Let's say each time you get a client, you have to come up with a value proposition for them, make a new ad for them, write some new copy or something like that, some regular task that you do for a client. Then this will allow you to basically just quickly automate that using like templates, right? So let's say here, for example, you get a new client, they give you all this information, and now you're going to use that to plug it into your default ad copy to make some ads. And then there's many more things you can do. All that, once again, making lead magnets, just something that kind of takes a workflow that you regularly do and you make it into like an AI workflow, for example. So that's it for now. Once again, this video is supposed to give you ideas of different ways to implement AI into your business and different strategies. Just because I mentioned these tools doesn't mean these are the only ones. These are just examples of tools that I've actually looked at myself. In many cases, I've paid for these tools, and some of them I still use. But you can also look at other tools online that are similar, might be more cost effective, might have more functionality that you need. And yeah, so final thoughts. So once again, this is kind of the idea behind it. If you're someone that runs the high ticket coaching consulting business, these are some of the things you're going to want to look at. All right. And once again, you can also look at things like within Slack, you can use Airtable and do things faster, and chatbots to answer team member questions. So this is more about internal for your team. So if you have you have a team on Slack, or even recruitment. So if you're recruiting people and you don't have time to onboard new members all the time or check their applications, you can use these kind of tools to kind of filter through people. So once again, you can use the same prospecting to bring new talent. You can use Fireflies to record and analyze interviews, and you can use chatbots to train new employees, answer any of their questions, and onboard them into your company. So you can see how the same process can be applied at each stage of your business. And I actually got this from Alex Hormozi, which is called a quad marketing calendar. So what that means is the same process we use right now to get new clients and do the sales and do the fulfillment. It's the same way you basically recruit. So when you want to hire people, you recruit new members using the same strategies, right? Like we call the hires, we call them up, we set them up on a call, we do our customized outreach, we make videos to hire people, we outreach to people, right, from specific companies, and we send them email campaigns to come in and work for our company. And then we use Firefly to record the interview, transcribe it, and then analyze the interview to see if we want to hire them. And then once they're hired, we use chatbots to onboard them, and then we use we use AI to train them, and have like an internal AI chatbot that answers any new hire questions. You can imagine someone's hired. What's the login? Where do I go? When are the team meetings? When are these? So it's the same kind of thing. They're going to have 100 questions. Yes, you can have FAQ, but just something like an internal Slack. If everyone uses Slack, you just plug it inside there, and it's so easy. So those are my final thoughts. And I'll put this document down below. If you have any questions, let me know. These are some of the tools. It's supposed to give you ideas and get you thinking outside the box and looking around to see what you want to do next. That's all I have for today. If you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I'll see you soon.